So let me show you guys like what grass kind of does. So like, let's just say on a normal hand, like let's just say you draw up grass. You only need like one extender. Like this is a god hand right here, but I just want to show you guys like what the mills look like. So I do want to shuffle one more time to show you guys like how it helps your combo. Okay, so we'll go grass, and like I said before earlier in the stream, we're gonna go off of like I think 15 cards because both players draw 5 cards. So both players, or presumably if you're going against 40 cards, it will be 55 cards versus like if you're like it depends, like whatever, 55 55 or 55 35. So you can very easily just mill 20 right there, but let's just say for sake it's like 18 to be safe, just in case, with like drawing and going second and stuff like that. So grass is greener. So also going second, like I said before, thrust is a copy of grass is greener. So this card's going to much more realistically be resolved going second. So you do have to realize that you won't always have this going first, but if you do draw this going first, it's very broken. You're gonna win the game. So I kind of want to go slow with the card and then go from there for like maybe board breaking stuff, and maybe just like with single cards or something like that. But you know, resolving grass, in a hand like this, I would definitely go grass first, because like they can't droll you, so like why wouldn't you just go first action grass? Also because you have Shrouded Dragon, so if you mill, or you have multiple different ways to get like to Retribution in Graveyard. So if you have a way to get to Retribution in Graveyard, even if you mill Brand Fusion, it's totally fine. So yeah, grass, just mill 20 or mill 18, right? So let's just say, wow. Hi, TEARLAMENTS Shiren. This is why we run the TEARLAMENTS Shiren. What's up, Despia and Tragedy? And we're milling what's up, High Spirits. So basically, this is what you're getting off of a grass looks greener, and like realistically it probably should be about 2 more cards, and look, you'd milled a Shroud Dragon if it's 2 more cards. So if you guys think like I'm off on my math on this, you guys can let me know, because I've been testing a lot with this, so this is usually what it's at. But just imagine this kind of thing. You already have 4 cards in hand, and you only need one other. Like, let's just say you just have a Luber. Like, what this does is like, you hit a good mill, such as Shiren or like a Shadal Beast or something like that, which is why I've considered to run as well. Or just more TEARLAMENTS names. You're able to automatically just go like TEARLAMENTS Shiren 1, Tragedy 2, and then just fuse back the Fallen of Albaz plus the Shiren, and then you are able to, I mean, to be fair though, it does actually, you have to be careful about shuffling Fallen of Albaz back in with Shiren, because you have to be able to have a name for Fallen of Albaz. So that's why I like running 3 Shrouded Dragon, and we saw with the extra 2 cards we milled Shrouded. So at that point we could just obviously go into Lubellion and then discard, it didn't even matter, because if we just had Shroud in hand, then we can discard Shrouded. It counts as an Albaz in grave, and then you can make Mirror Jade just for free, you know. And then on top of that, you do have obviously a search off the Tragedy, which you could get a Quem at that point. I just think, and you guys also see that you get Cartesia and Mercurier in the graveyard. So like, what does that do? Well, now you get to search Branded Fusion, or well, now let's just say you get to Branded Fusion. Obviously with that kind of like setup, you'll get to it one way or another. You could go Branded Fusion, and then you can basically go into an Albion, and then Albion's going to be able to banish that Mercurier to make a Lubellion, and then the Mercurier is going to be able to use its effect to search out a card. So you're going even more plus, and it helps insulate your combo lines really, really nicely. Like, you guys know we play in main phase 3, and the only way we play in main phase 3, aka the end phase, is by putting cards in the graveyard. Like, it's always good to have a Cartesia in graveyard. It's always good to have an Aluber, so in battle phase you have an extra body so you don't die all the time. Also, just an extra card for like High Spirits for a discard fodder. In Tragedy, you could obviously just banish Tragedy if you mill the Branded Fusion to reset it, or the Branded Lost, or a Branded in red. So if you're worried about milling Lost, just get Tragedy to the graveyard, kind of thing. It's such a good card. Like, I felt like something like this would be necessary, and I also want to show off just like basic combos with this deck too. I just wanted to start up front with like the grass stuff because grass is just like insane in Branded, and I see a lot of people saying, "Oh no, you shouldn't be running grass in Branded," and I just feel like that couldn't be anything further from the truth. Like grass in Branded is one of the most broken cards ever. Like it's legal in Master Duel, and it's legal. It's at 2, I think, in the OCG. And if you look at every Branded list in both of those games, they're all 60 card variants. You want to know why? Because Grass is Greener is nuts with triple tactics thrust. Like, it's a good board breaker, and it's not like the direct reason. They also have other hits like Branded Opening and Aluber to 2 or 2 and 1 respectively. But for that exact same reason, it's like, you know. Devin Reeves, I really like how having multiple Bestial Lubellion and Bestial Saronir synergizes with Grass makes them even better combo pieces. Yeah, exactly. So, like, we can talk about that. Like, just having good mills when you're running Grass is always a good thing. And I think right now with Appaloosa being banned, I kind of went over this in my deck profile, but not really probably as in-depth as I needed to, is running 3 Bestial Lubellion right now is crazy. Shout out to Raul for this theory, because he told me a few months ago if Appo ever gets banned, we're running 3 Bestial Lubellion, and that makes a lot of sense because with Appo being alive, this thing always got negated, so you know there was no real point in running 3 because it would get negated, then you would have another in hand or something. I think having 3 allows you to always insulate your combo pieces, especially with 1 branded fusion. It's super good because every single time you have a branded combo piece with Bestial Lubellion that's full combo, like Shiren plus Lubellion plus deployment, Lubellion plus opening, Lubellion plus high spirits, Lubellion plus branded fusion, Lubellion plus Aluber, Lubellion plus Quem, Lubellion plus Cartesia, Lubellion plus fusion deployment. Like have I made like this card like that is full combo. Like all those are full combo. All those 2 card combos are full combo. So like having 3 Lubellion ensures you that you always get the full combo, which is really important when you don't always have the 3rd branded fusion. And then also just having the 3 Saronir is just crazy right now because Bestials are still good in my opinion because there are going to be Snake Eye or Fiendsmith decks. I don't think Snake Eye will be around as much, but I think to hit the Fiendsmith stuff, it's not bad because you can blow out the Desiree very easily. And then Saronir is just a combo piece, obviously, because I think right now the best way we have to play around Ash besides triple tactics thrust that we have in engine, guys, it's cheap, is 3 branded and high spirits. And what better way to insulate branded and high spirits is by having so many Bestials. I mean, I only run 1 other Bestial. I run a Magnamut now, and the deck profile was a Bestial Aluber, but I didn't really like the Bestial Aluber in the end. That was really just like me forgetting to take it out kind of thing. For a Magnamut, kind of switching it out. I do think because I was running it with Super Poly, when you go normal, you can search. So this is the theory. If you guys want to test it, you run 3 Bestial Lubellion and you run the Bestial Luber and you run Super Poly. So Lubellion plus Bestial Luber, or sorry, Lubellion plus Super Poly automatically becomes a Mirror Jade if you're trying to break a board because you have the Super Poly, but and you also have an Albaz on board when you normal summon Bestial Luber since the monster counts as Fallen of Albaz on field and graveyard. So let's do this combo hand because this hand was kind of funny because you're like, what if you hard draw the Shiren? Isn't Shiren bad if you draw it? No, not at all, because you can combo it with branded opening or fusion deployment to make its effect trigger, Cartesia. So obviously you can just go grass, mill your 18 cards. Let's see what 18 fun cards. It's also just a fun card, man. That's why I love what Konami did. And like, we'll see like what happens when you get worse mills, because if you're looking, we have bad mills right now, like branded fusions right now, or right there, Mercurier, Aluber, branded in red opening. So yeah, and then like for like 2 more cards, I guess that's like fine. So I do think we have the Shrouded Dragon, so we can go Shrouded Dragon. That might look bad on its face, but you go Shrouded Dragon effect, send the Retribution for cost, and then you can go branded Retribution to, we're gonna have to get a Mercury or a because we have the branded and red in graveyard, so we're gonna have to either get to Kit or Tragedy. But we have so much advantage already because we have branded fusion now. That was just a way to branded fusion. grass just equaled branded fusion plus a Cartesia plus a Mercurier plus an Albaz and plus an Aluberin graveyard plus a Albion for follow-up. That's pretty good to me, honestly. Like, even if you milled both your branded lost and your branded in red.